Welcome back. We are doing another Behind the Music, and today we're covering Where's Cory. So, this song is a diss track, and it was about one specific person that was irritating me. They were just irritating me. And I just kept observing their actions, and I was like, they keep playing with me. Like, they're really taking me for granted. They're really thinking that I'm just this gentle, soft, and loving girl with no backbone. And I'm like, you don't know. Oh, that's such a beautiful butterfly. You never met Cory. And I kept saying, they keep playing with me. They keep playing with me. So, Cory is the name that I go by. That's like my nickname in school, growing up, my family, everything. But obviously, in a professional standpoint, I go by my real name, Coraima. So this person knew me as that. And I was like, you don't know who Cory is. And this is where this song came to be. So the introduction was inspired by They Keep Playing With Me. This song was literally all about one person. And obviously, I had influences from other situations and other things that I have been through, but it was literally one situation that just triggered this entire track. So in verse 1, I talk about how people say that I'm sweet and how I give to people, I'm always loving, I'm caring, and then I say that's no longer who I am. Like, I switch up. I don't smile just because. I'm not here trying to be fake. Like, that's really who I am. Like, don't let this nice girl persona fool you. I'm really that person. And one thing I know a lot of people would disagree on me, which is fine, to each their own, but I believe in burning bridges. If me and you had an altercation, whether I did you wrong or you did me wrong, I believe that if we can't reconcile, just keep it pushing. You go your way, I go my way. We could act like we've never met. So I talk about this in the song as well. Like, I have zero issues with burning bridges and act like we never met. Like, we could walk past each other. I won't even say hi to you. I won't even look your way. Like, that type of vibe is what I was giving in the first verse. I also mentioned how I gave this, not only this person, because I do this frequently. I always tell people, I'm going to give you two chances. On the third one, I'm gonna just disappear. You're not gonna see me anymore. So I talk about how I was gentle with this person, I was nice to them, and I was telling them, oh, this breeze feels so good. I was telling them, hey, your actions, like, they're not working. And they just kept on until they got Cory. So now they're surprised by how I switched up, how I became this whole other person. And that's where my nickname Cory comes in. I never really started using the name Coraima until recently, that I started doing the books, the music, the life coaching, all of that. I never really used my government name. Everything has just been Cory. So a lot of people that are now tuning into like my music and stuff, some people don't even know that that's my actual name. Some people really think, even to this day, I'll have conversations with people from elementary school, middle school, and they'll be like, I thought your name was Cory this whole time. And it's like, So in verse 2, I talk about how this person thought that their absence would cause me to cry, have a meltdown, be broken. And it's like, dude, I'm built from pain. I done been through this so many times. I thought I had my phone on silent. I done been through this so many times. I done been down this rodeo. Like, ain't nothing you could do to me. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So you really thought I was gonna sit here and cry, boo-hoo, tears and all that? What did I do? I went and created an entire album with the name Cali, created a whole bunch of songs, used it as inspiration. Like, no, boo-boo. Those days are long gone. And it's funny because the entire business, from the books, the songs, the life coaching, the courses, the articles, everything that I'm doing is built off of that. So do you really think I'm gonna sit down and cry when I've shown through my works what I do with that, what I do with pain, what I do with life experiences? Come on now, keep it pushing. I end this verse with my favorite line. Like every time I hear it, I'm just like, I can't believe I wrote that. I'm a grown woman sitting on her throne. My crown don't tilt for a boy in my presence. Let that marinate, let that marinate. That was kind of like a little diss. Just a little something. And then we end with the hook again. You know, it just keeps repeating, it keeps repeating. So, as I mentioned, this was a diss track to somebody. It was just me pouring out, I don't want to say anger. Anger is too strong of a word for this. But it was just me pouring out, like, I guess, frustrations. Like, you really think you could play me? You really think you could sit here and fool me? And it's like, no, I'm observing your actions. I'm watching. I'm listening to the words that you're using. And sometimes I forget. Sometimes I think people forget that us as writers, we pay attention to words and we take words seriously. Like, we're listening to everything that you're saying. And I'm not saying we know more, like we have a better vocabulary or anything like that. I'm not saying none of that. But I look up the etymology of words. I look up where did the word come from? Like, what country? If it was used in a religion, I go deep with words. So if you say something to me, I'm subconsciously listening to the entire sentence and observing your actions and like, okay, all right, like acting, dumb, I guess you could say. If you listen to my other music, for example, Flip the Script, There She Goes, which I'm also going to do a video about, and That's How I Do, you'll get a better understanding of Cory. This is the only bad part about recording outside, but I enjoy being outside instead of a studio anyways. But if you listen to these 3 songs, you'll get an idea of who Cory is and where, I guess, like the foundation of who I am, because these 3 songs in general talk about me, talk about my upbringing, talk about the things I've been through, the things I've seen. So these 3 songs, Flip the Scripts, There She Goes, That's How I Do, especially That's How I Do, because that talks about my parents, both my mom and my dad, and the things that I learned from them, I got from them, I inherited from them, and how I've used it in my life to be who I am, be a better person, and just like how their attributes made me me. So yeah, this is Where's Cory? A little background in case you don't know me by Cory, you know me as Coraima. This is a little the story behind it. So thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video.
They keep playing with me.